What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I have another game analysis for you guys. It is our away game against LA Force. All right, fam, so let's hop straight into it. This was a 2-2 draw. This is a game that I think we definitely could have won. It was a very good turnaround performance compared to the performance, speaking personally, compared to the performance that I had against San Diego. You guys have probably seen that game analysis video as of the filming of this one. It came out a couple days ago, but it'll probably be a couple weeks prior when this video comes out. But if you want to check that out, you can check out the juxtaposition between the two, and maybe in another video we'll talk about kind of the mind space that I was in and going into this game, what I needed to do differently in order to succeed on the pitch for this particular game. So I am on the bottom of the screen playing as number 71, that is me. I'm playing left back in a 4-3-3, so I'm going to press play. All right, so kickoff, we are starting right to left, and we will go from there. Our center forward takes the kickoff, and we get after it. So as you can see, big ball over the top, and we'll go from there. I try to win the header. I definitely should have just won it there, but it went out for a throw-in, so we're in their half, which is good. All right, first play of the game, gets knocked down by our center back. I take a touch forward into the space, into that on-running number 10, take the ball and move 1-2 with him. He gets out of it, does a good job, and yeah, is able to get out of that pressure. So very, very well done by both myself and then also our number 10, who does really well there. Ball just back to the keeper, playing it safe, and then getting the ball up and forward. Definitely needed to be cleared a lot higher, but our center mid does a good job of flicking it backwards as well. All right, good header, and then pressure on the back. Continue my run. As you can see, Michael is covering my space, and they just play it long to our goalkeeper. So I'm gonna pause right here. Okay, so one of the things in that play that you see that's really, really important is the relationship between the winger and the outside back. Michael, who you guys know, 7MLC, Michael Cunningham, he's our left winger. He's playing number 77. So if you see him running around, 77 is his number. And the relationship that I'm talking about is when I am pressuring the guy and he plays backwards, it's much easier for me to continue my run going forward. Michael covers behind me. You saw that work really well in that play there. So here we go back to the screen here, and we'll play. All right, so number 6 takes the ball back, plays it to me, and then I'm just gonna recycle it back to our goalkeeper so we can go out the other side, which is great. Plays a good ball into the winger. All right, free kick. My free kick game was okay in this game, a little bit, definitely better than the other one. That is hit near post, and you can see a couple of my center backs are frustrated because I wanted to hit that far post or right on the top of the PK spot. Ball goes over my head here, and it's just a 1v1 defending, making sure he doesn't get around me. He plays in the middle, 6 does a good job, and we win the ball back. Ball comes out to me from our other 6, and then it's just playing really, really simple over to Michael. I'm gonna pause it there. Okay, so that was just an understanding. The number 9 who you see here, the 10 who had run in beyond, and then Michael were all kind of being marked in a 3v3. I think the smarter move there would have been, the idea is okay, but I think a smarter move would have been to just hold on to the ball, play it back to the center back, because if it's not on and it's not a numerical advantage, I don't think it's worth playing and losing the ball there. We're in a position where we can counter press really well, so that's not too much of an issue. But again, for me, I'd rather, if I'm coaching this team and if I'm coaching myself, I would have said, just relax, recycle the ball, and we'll get and penetrate through a different angle that way. All right, so we'll play. Next play, throw in, straight into the feet of our number 10, does a good flick. Center forward does an okay job getting, or center mid, sorry, CDM. All right, that's me recovering. The winger comes over, and then it's just winning that 1v1, getting over to the sideline so it doesn't come out because it did come off me, and then flicking it up to Michael, who does a good job holding the ball. I think that went out for a throw-in. I don't think that went out, but that's all right. All right, little 1v1 here, and our center back does a good job winning it, and then just driving forward, playing Michael, who does a good job, gets a throw-in out of it, I think. Ball comes back to me, back to the center back. again, just completing passes, getting our feet under us. We had a lot of possession in this game actually, which was awesome. Another free kick. Here we go. I also had about 10 minutes of touches, and this ball, ooh, that definitely should have gone on target, but it was a great opportunity, and he scored later in the game, so that's exciting. Ball into me, tucked in again. I'm gonna pause right here. Okay, so we talked about this in the San Diego match analysis. Again, you can, I talked about this a little bit more, so you can go check that one out. This is one of those situations where if you see how deep Michael is, Michael's almost playing where an outside back would play. When the outside back rotates backwards and the center back takes his touch outside, usually it's a rotation where the 6 has gone forward, I've gone inside, and it really confuses the defense, especially in that front 3, because the front 3, they're attackers for a reason, right? They defend space and zones and angles and stuff, but they're not very good at marking men. So when they see movement, they'll probably go towards it. That's the most likely scenario. So me rotating in, getting the ball at my feet, making it really hard for them to figure out who they should mark is really, really important in those scenarios. So if you're an outside back, just be aware of that movement. You can rotate in. Maybe the 6 comes out to the side where you were occupying that space. Maybe the 6 goes forward and the winger or the 7-11 rotates down into that space, whatever you can do. All right, so we'll play. Ball goes back, just keep the ball, and then that's where then Michael's open for that pass, right? All right, little 1v1 defending, just shadowing him, goes backwards, little throw in to me, little flick, and it goes out for a throw in, just making sure we keep possession of the ball. Ball goes into our, there you go, and then a little possession, flick it out of bounds. I think that flicked off my head. And then here we go. All right, winning the ball again, just tracking my man, getting the ball out to our center back who's able to drive forward, play Michael, who plays a 1-2 up. A beautiful ball to our number 10. All right, their center back has it, plays through, and then this is just making sure he doesn't get any clean contact in the ball and I stay on my feet. He goes out of bounds, gets the ball in. We're a little lucky that there wasn't a second runner there, but this is just, again, driving with the ball, making sure that I get, and then there, we're gonna pause. Okay, so this is a fantastic execution, decent idea, because as you can see, this is, again, numerically advantaged against us. So that's where I need to be a little bit smarter of, okay, I've driven past their first line of defense. I've got the ball, I'm gonna drive. Michael's running. I really want to find his feet because he's one of the most dangerous players in the league when he's one-on-one or against, honestly, any defenders. So I want to get the ball to his feet, but I also want to make sure that I keep the ball a little bit more. So again, execution was fine here. Good ball over the top to him. He's running onto it. It's just a matter of, is that the smartest decision? And just learning from those opportunities, right? So continuing to play the ball, as you guys saw in the San Diego game analysis, the reason I keep referencing that game is because there were a lot of similar passes to this that were executed improperly, that the idea was there, and now it's starting to work where the execution is definitely much better. All right, so we'll play. Almost gets there, and that ball goes out for our throw-in, which is great, which you'll see here. So this is, I believe, our goal, actually. So it starts from my throw, ball goes into the number 10, who does a fantastic job. Michael takes a brilliant first touch down the line, ball comes back, and ball goes in the back post. So that's exciting. 18 minutes into the game. Ryan Curtis, I don't know what this celebration is, but you know who you are. All right, so great goal though. So again, putting pressure, moving forward on the counterattack, getting a throw in. Movement from our 10 was absolutely brilliant there. And then he managed to get the ball to Michael, who took an unbelievable first touch. You'll see the replay here. Great first touchdown around the guy, ball across the back, and then we have our other winger, our weak side winger getting there. All right, here we go. So cross comes in, big header out, and we're on the move again. All right, so this is that's our right back who's playing Michael. You'll see me coming flying around. Michael does a good job, and we finish. So that came in the 25th minute. So I didn't touch the ball between those, mostly defensive plays and just kind of shifting back and forth. Fantastic. Again, as I said, Michael's a very dangerous player once he gets close to the box. I mean, he's dangerous everywhere, but especially when he has the goal in mind. And that probably should have been his goal. It was a little unlucky. He knows that he was like, oh man, 2 inches to the left and it would have been much better. Here's the replay again. So Michael does brilliant, taking the guy one-on-one. Great, great, great shot. And then Jay is there to follow it up, our center forward. So good stuff. All right, coming out to pressure this guy. Just making sure he only goes backwards. I had this guy in my pocket the whole game, and that was pretty good. And then back post, this is just frustrating. Okay, so we're gonna pause it there. So that was a midfielder, and this is I'm not gonna use this time to blame anyone. It was literally just, I'm covering my guy, and we need guys to cover those other runners coming into the box. It was just one of those things where I'll cover the near post, and then try my very best to get back for the other guy who came in late. He was probably I think he was there number 8, I wanna say. Not literally number 8, but like positionally number 8. And it's really important for you midfielders out there just to make sure you track your runs, because that can be really dangerous on a counterattack or when they play the ball across and there's a runner in behind who hits just like he did, hits that ball behind the outside back who's covering the goal. Because if he had shot that, I would have blocked it. So it's really, really important. We always talk about second man runs or win the seconds. So they've won the firsts, i.e. they got the end of the cross and he cut it backwards, and that second ball definitely needs to be challenged. So that's something that if I'm playing midfield, I'm gonna keep in mind always. I always have to track my runs, defense, defense, defense first, always, at least for me. And then we can go from there. And so that was their first goal about 4 minutes after our second one. So we then went 2-1. Again, things happen. It's frustrating that was a goal because I think it was definitely preventable. But again, it's just like in my touches, which is what's important in this video, I did what I could to make sure that goal was completely blocked, and we go from there. So not much to learn out of that particular play other than to continue to cover that side and maybe to get a toe on it if I can get it out of bounds, or to cover the kind of like shimmy so that the guy has to decide whether he fizzes it across the goal again, and in that case I can block it out of bounds, or tackle that ball that just gets rolled behind me basically. All right, so we'll play. All right, I don't think I have the replay in here, but that's all good. All right, next play, just a little bit of defense. Probably could get a little bit closer here. Try to block that, and our right back does a great job heading the ball out to the outside, which is really important. Little throw into Michael, and just goes out of bounds. All right, so that ball definitely could have been towards the goal, and he told me that as well. Unlucky there. Little free kick. Again, has to go back post, has to go back post. I take the ball, fizz it back to that's our right winger who's covering, and then our center back who gets the ball there. I'm overlapping, ball gets played to Michael, ball gets played over the top to me, and then that just needs to be, that was very poor execution on my part. I just got to take a touch there and get the guy one-on-one. All right, I call in because I know I can hit it straight to our center forward who plays me out. I got to settle that probably, but play a good ball into Jay, who's our center forward, and he does a good job getting the ball out. So keeping possession, no problem. Little throw in here to our winger. Definitely tries to be creative, and I think does a good job there. Just unlucky on the final product. Inverted lap run. So then Michael does the same thing. Pause. Okay, so this is a fantastic winger outside back relationship, and this is what you want to notice when you're into a game. See, we're 48 minutes in, so we're I want to say this is extra time. Yeah, I think this is extra time. And what's happening here is both of the goals have come from Michael's side. So both of those goals, especially on the second one, he drove in, did a little shimmy, drove in. They're expecting him to go inside again and try to shoot the ball. So both of the outside back and the midfielder have shifted in towards him. That's what leaves me in bloody acre of space, right? So this is a really good example of what you need to recognize as an outside back. If you can make that movement inside, I made a overlap and underlap. If you make an underlap and then pivot wide, if you're just watch your winger, you don't get the ball, okay, cool. Pivot outside, so that way you've created space for yourself, And then Michael, who's now inverted, has now been able to play me outside in acres of space. I'm able to take my touch in and get a cross off. All right, so we'll play, and you'll see touch, cross, across in front of that back line. I really was looking for a runner like on the PK spot. All right, winger comes over, plays the ball to me again, and this is a great example of learning from the other mistakes, right? So play the center mid, I check back into that space, play it back to him, and we circle the ball around and just possession, keep the ball. Little interception there, so well done actually on that play, just making sure it doesn't go out to him. This one, pause. Okay, so I'm mid header right here. This is a really important play, and I know it looks super tiny, but it's important because you can see the runner, their winger, I think, who's going in behind us, and our 6 is a little bit late to track, and our center back isn't. Our center back's in a great position. He's just not pulled over enough to defend that because their center forward is in a position to get an early cross, right? So intercepting that ball and understanding, in my head I was like, okay, I see that runner going behind me, I'm gonna drop a little bit, and if he hits it way over my head, it'll probably go out for a goal kick, but ideally he's gonna try to flick it and I'm gonna adjust and at least get some contact on it so it diverts the play. All right, so play. And just gets into our center back, and that's halftime actually. I think we had 5 minutes of time. All right, now we are in the second half. Ball comes in, very dangerous cross. I'm just gonna make sure I block that. Keeper's ball out to me, driving forward as best I can, trying to beat that pressure, cut inside him, and then, all right, so pause. All right, so really quick on that one, really quick tip for outside backs, wingers, whatever. If you're driving past a guy, right? So I'll do it this way, right? So if I start behind him and I come on the outside, I wanna drive inside him. I know that's such a fundamental thing to say, but not a lot of players do it. You drive in front of the guy, so either he has to foul you or she has to foul you, or you get ahead and you've broken that line of pressure and then they're recovering and there's really no other option, right? So you've either won or you won. You get the foul or you beat the player. So just a piece of advice. All right, so we'll play. Next play, just again, high press, get a foul on me, put my body in front of him. Oh, actually that was a foul. Yeah, our whole team was like, what the heck? And I got so angry because I got in front of him. I was right there. That was a poor call from the referee in my opinion. Here we go. So we'll watch the replay. I got so pissed about this. Put my body in front of him. There's no foul. I did not foul him at all. That's complete BS, but okay. All right, free kick comes in. Again, got to beat that first man. I'm working on those free kicks every single day just to make sure. All right, definitely got to be close to that guy and make sure that he there. Very good header from the center back, and we get out of it. All right, next play, take my touch forward. I'm in a lot of space, so I'm kind of telling guys, hey, chill, chill, chill. All right, next play goes out for a throw-in. This one bombing forward. We're in the 62nd minute now. Goes inside, and then a shot. So I'm going to pause there. So the only reason I put that in there because I know I didn't directly touch the ball. That's a really, really good opportunity for us because I know numerically we are in a superior place, right? So we have a numerical advantage, and it's really important. If I see behind me that we're okay going forward and I can bomb, that's an opportunity for me to absolutely crank it going forward. And if he doesn't find me, he doesn't find me. That's okay. He decided to make the decision to cut in and shoot. Our center forward did. Once he got the ball, that's no hate on him. He wanted to take the opportunity. I would too in that space. And I thought he made the right decision there. But again, it's just a matter of showing that effort, that's just one example. At the end of the game, I'm not even kidding you. At the end of the game, the winger came up to me at probably like the 80th minute or something and was like, dude, you got to stop running. Like, I cannot keep up with you. And I was like, yeah, I know. Like, that's just what it is, right? So things like that, you got to run for your team, got to make sure that you're in positions where you can receive that ball, even if you don't actually get the ball. And then I wasn't angry. I just said, hey, Jay, here for you if you need it next time. Cool. Next play, right? All right, here we go. So play. Next one is a longer one. Ball comes out from the 6 to me. And this is me just driving forward, trying to get, then turn out of it because I know that's numerically, again, very disadvantaged there. Plays into our 6 again, who managed to get a touch. They win the header, but then this is just me getting back, putting pressure, turning, and then this is a good sequence of play where I win the foul at the end. So I'll just let it play for you guys. Again, watch my spacing, watch how often I'm checking my shoulder, directing play there. See where my spacing is, asking ball to feet, touch forward, cut in front of the guy, and I win a foul. That's a great sequence of play. Great sequence of play, right? So I'm constantly directing, I'm constantly making sure that I am in positions where I can receive the ball, and here you go. So here's a little look at the foul, cut, boom. I sold it a little bit, but that's the idea. Corner kick, really good ball in. Our center back almost gets there, almost gets ahead on it. No problems. Little free kick, header out, and clearance by the center back. So good win header there. Excuse me. Ball comes into me, pause. Okay. This is a situation where we are down 3v4 in this little space, but if this ball is played first time to our winger, and it's partly on me for playing him into pressure like that, and also it's a compliment in some ways because I do think he can handle that sort of pressure. We end up losing the ball in this space, but I don't think it's all that bad, particularly because this is just a learning opportunity because I trust his technical ability in small spaces. This is our center forward who came on. And if he either hits that first time to our winger, who's up on the right side of your screen, or he's able to take his first touch and really get into space, this is such a great break of lines, right? The other option is I make the safe call and I notice where the numbers are, and instead of playing it back into him, because he's actually in a really great position right now to receive the ball on his back foot, I can turn out and play our center back, and we can get into a safer place, so to speak. All right, so just food for thought. Play. There you go, and then they win that ball back. But again, all are good. All right, free kick comes in, near post again. That's really frustrating for me. I got to make sure those free kicks are on point. This one is much, much, much better. We get a decent opportunity, float it, ball in. 6 puts good pressure on there, and then this is just defensive cover, making sure that so there, and I know we have 2 guys coming back, and then our center back does a good job. That ball he knows who he is. He should have gone back to the goalkeeper, but that's all right. All right, goalkeeper's calling for it. Just make sure I don't go up for the header and crack him on accident. Good ball out from the winger, and then again, just being really safe, holding the ball, and getting the ball in here. All right, so I'm gonna pause. Yeah, okay, so before I even get the ball, I'm thinking, look where the winger's running into, because we have momentum from the center back moving across to the PK spot, and we have a winger who's backside who is going to be an open space because their outside back is in absolute no man's land. He's not covering at all. And we have a 4v2 theoretically if they all pushed up into the PK spot in that area. So my first thought is ping it back post to where, or loft it back post to where our winger is because of the momentum of that center back moving across. So I'll let you, this is the second to last clip, so just bear with me here. So we'll play, and as you can see, he wins the header. It was a well done header, good defense and stuff, but all right, that one, and then just intercepting the ball for the run. And then that's 94-30, and the game ends. So that is kind of it for my thoughts on the LA Force away game. I thought that was a much better performance from me as far as execution, making sure that I keep patient with the ball. I got the ball a lot this game, which was really good. I thought I played well this game, thought I created opportunities. 2 takeaways. Free kicks need to be much better, especially from dead ball free kicks need to be much better. They need to be put in a really good position, whether it's a lofted ball, a driven ball, a whipped ball, it doesn't matter. It just needs to be put in a better space. Corner kicks were great this game actually, but the free kicks, definitely working on those. And the second thing is to continue playing my game. And my game is based a lot on getting into positions, directing play, making sure we be patient in those small spaces, not rushing it, but creating those opportunities where we can win free kicks, or we can score goals, or we can make runs behind. My game is really based on constant movement, fast movement, up and down the pitch, all that stuff. And I think this game was a good representation of that. And to be fair, the other team noticed. I mean, that guy, as I told you before, was very much like, wow, this you need to stop running because I can't keep up, right? So that's a great indication from a fitness perspective, and also from just a playing perspective, that you're doing damage and you're playing really well. So that's it for the game analysis video, guys. If you like this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.